Welcome back, everybody, to another Tesla video. Isn't it freaking wonderful? In this video, I think is going to be an amazing upgrade. It's something that I wanted, and I think everyone wanted in the Tesla Model 3 before the new one came out. The 2024 has this, but ventilated seats or air conditioner seats, whatever you want to call them, vented seats make this car a billion times better. Any car, so much better, especially if you live in a place like North Carolina or Texas or Florida. Any hot place, it's a must-have. You have to have it. But as far as I know, I cannot take the 2024 seats and pop them in there and just have them work as ventilated seats, which would be freaking cool. Awesome project if I had money. But I've got these, and they're from a company called Yeslak. And Yeslak has sent me these wonderful inventions. Basically what these are is they're seat covers that go over your existing seats. You can get them just for the driver, you can get them passenger or both. I got them both. And they match, so you can have black or white to match your interior. I've got the black ones because I have black interior, I've got those. It looks extremely similar to what is currently in there, just the stock seats, but it has little fans on the inside, pressure, so when you sit down, amazing. Let's get them installed. All right, so I took them out of the package, and this is what they look like outside of the package. Now you can tell that these are different. I have them laid out exactly the same. It's pretty much the only difference is where the button is placed, because I got the driver and passenger, and how we hook these up together is these wires down here. Now, like I said, you can just get one. You can just get the driver, pop it in there, and power them that way. Or if you get two, you can daisy chain them together and then plug them in and have them powered. So this is what we have. I think they look really good. Let's compare the look. Yeah, look, it looks like it is made of the exact same material. It's the exact same color. You would not be able to tell when it comes to color, except for this, because you can see with all the light and stuff coming through here, it's perforated. You can see the fans. You can see that there's airflow, as is on here. Obviously, there's not. You have to have perforations for air to come through. So let's get this thing installed, and I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna leave this one, the one that just has the daisy chain plug, this one is gonna be here on the driver's side, and the one with all the wires I'm gonna throw over there on the passenger side. All right, so the instructions are in a different language. I'm guessing Chinese, but I'm not totally sure. So I'm gonna wing it, and here it is, just flopped on there. First things first, I'm gonna put the head through the hole, so we're gonna pop this over the top, and like a baby being born, we're gonna have to push. This is a tight fit. This is her first time. Okay, yep, there we go, just like that. Little bulbous, he needs to be chunked down a little bit. Anyway, this is a lot easier to get on if you go into the back seat and pull it over. And then once you get it under here, it comes together, makes it so much better. So you can go around the sides, pop this stuff around the sides, pop this around here, kind of make sure everything's where it should be. Let's get this tucked back in here, around the side over here. Now the next thing I was gonna do is pop this up and put the wires down, put the, these, whatever the heck these things are called, slip these down in between the seats so they pop out flat back here. However, because this side's not the long one, I need to get the power routed up there so that one can be plugged into this side. So this is what, it's like a little power outlet that you're gonna plug in here. It's got two little daisy chains off there. Easiest way I found is to slip it in the seat crack, and then it's gonna come down. But Tesla has pretty much a barrier down here. So it covers that little seam. So I'm gonna come over here, see where this is? It's basically the side of that flap. Just come off there and you can go right underneath the seat. So I just routed it right around the side. And we're gonna have it like that, and we're gonna do the same thing over here. So I'm gonna find wherever that seam is, so it's right there, and then feed it up through and plug it into this one. All right, so you can see, I just came right through where I said it was going to, plug it in. Now, the next step is to grab these guys. We're gonna make them flat, and we're gonna push them through that seat crack, and then once they come through the other side, you're gonna flip them so they're like that, so they can't come back out. All right, once you get those tucked in there and flipped up, now everything is nice and tight in that corner. Next up, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come up here and get these little hooks. I'm gonna feed them through. I'm gonna find something to grab onto. Do not have those catch on any wires or grab to any wires. Do it on the seat itself, something that's not gonna get ran over when your seat goes up and down. So if you wanna see where I put mine, I went ahead and raised the seat so it goes up as far as it can, just so it's easier to see and also easier to do. So you can see right over here on the right side, I just clipped it under. This is the seat itself, and it's not on any of the motors or anything. And then the other one, I got hooked into one of the other holes. So any one of these holes, you can just hook it onto there, and it's gonna keep it nice and snug. And if you want it snugger, put it back further. If you want it, well, that's really the only way. You don't want it loose. So now that that's done, I'm gonna take this and I'm going to tuck it into here to make it look super stock. I also have to lower this down too. Then here in the back seat, we're gonna do the same thing. So all of this stuff can tuck all the way around. So you can give it a nice pull and get it tucked under here to keep it nice and taut so it doesn't look all floppy like this. All right, you can see that I've got it all tucked in. Once you get it tucked in, just to get it started, just to get the seam started, grab it up here and pull. Push all this stuff in and it'll slide itself back here. So I've gone through and done the best that I can and really pulled this thing back nice and tight. You can see it's not the straightest line back here. So if you have passengers that like to make fun of you for weird reasons, they'll be like, oh, your thing is slightly wavy. Everything else looks good though. Beautiful, nice and snug. It might change because I have not actually sat back there. Right now it's actually too tight because I've pulled all this back. Now I'm gonna sit up front and see how this feels. All right, I am sitting in the seat and yeah, it feels lighter just because when you sit on like a leather or something similar, fake leather, whatever, it immediately sticks to you and it encloses heat. This one, because it is perforated like this, it already feels slightly cooler when I sit back, because right now it's super hot. I'm already sweaty. And sitting in this, I don't get that same feeling of it's trapping all the heat. It's more like wearing a breathable shirt compared to a regular shirt. It's a slight difference. However, you don't feel, at least for me, I'm not a very gigantic person. I don't have a lot of cushion for the push-in. Not feeling any of the fans. And I know that's something that people love to say when they get seat covers like this for any other vehicle. You can see the fans there and the lower, I wouldn't even say that's lower back. That's like lower butt. But push myself back, push myself all the way down as far as I can go into this little crook area, which most people don't sit like that. They kind of slide forward. But if I push myself all the way back, I can just barely feel something at the, oh, this is going to sound weird, is you barely feel something just grazing your butt. But it's literally, no one sits like this. I'm just going to come down more comfortable. I feel absolutely nothing in this seat. It's not stiffer, it's not softer, it's a seat cover. So now that we have that, I'm going to install this one the exact same way. Like I showed you guys, I already have the wire routed under there. It's plugged into the driver's side. Now the only thing that we need to do is get the tissues out of the way. Where'd it go? There you are. This little guy, we're gonna have to route it up and then into this one. So goodbye, my extra little charger. You will be rerouted somewhere else. Okay, here we are. We have got both sides fully installed, and I think it looks close to flawless. It is so difficult. It's the same color. It fits super, super tight. You can tell in the back a little bit, like I showed you with that little ripple, but everything fits underneath the headrest beautifully. The seams, they all match. You can kind of tell down here, because this isn't like this part is not the most beautiful, but everything else just tucks in and you cannot tell except for the little buttons. So all we got to do, like I said before, is route the wires down there, and I just have them routed up around the corner here. And then I just noticed that it does have a USB, so I'm not losing a USB by doing this. There we go. So that one's plugged in. I'll figure out the wiring stuff later. And there we go. Plugged in. And if we take a look at what we have right now, this is what we got. So for this, we have an on-off button if it's not in auto, and of course our fan speed. So we've got 3 different fan speeds, low, medium, and high. On is on-off switch, and this one's your auto button. So if you want to sit down in your seat and it automatically does it, it's pressure sensitive, then have this on here. If you don't, press that little button, that blue light goes away. Now when you sit down in the seat, any sort of pressure, it's not going to do anything until you turn it on, change the fan speed, etc. So I like the automatic. You can change the different fan speeds there. Let's turn that off. That was just a test mode. So right now it's on automatic, full fan speeds. I'm super sweaty, so this is gonna be awesome. Okay, you can see it's on full blast, so this is as loud as it's gonna get. Oh, I feel so good, my butt. If you have swamp tushy in the southern states, for the love of God, get these. This is wonderful. So I think a lot of it is coming from the bottom. I feel a lot of fan area up in the tush area here. And you do get a little bit in, I guess, this one, and a little bit in the lower back. It'd be really cool if I felt it higher. But right now, being very hot in this garage and sweaty, this feels wonderful, and I don't want to get out of this car because those fans are cooling my nether regions. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed. And again, if you guys like this and you kind of missing out on the ventilated seats in the new model, oh, I feel the air up here. In the new Model 3, go ahead, get some of these. Link below, I'll have these. I already told you the brand. It's a little strange, but these things, they look amazing. I would say they need to, a little bit in the back. The front looks perfect. The sides are a little wonky. I would love to do something integrated with the wiring system, just so I don't have something that pops in like that. It's not as clean as I want it to be. But I don't know. Are Tesla people regularly DIY people? I really doubt that. So this might be perfect for them, but for me, I want something a lot cleaner of an install, like I did for that little screen up there. Like, there's no wires going anywhere. It's all behind the dash. It's plugged into proper little channels. So let me know what you guys think. If you want one of these, if you think you need one of these, do you need one of these in the summertime in the north? I grew up in Washington, so I would have liked one of these. Not for as long. Anyway, you guys stay classy, San Diego, and the rest of the world, North Carolina, and I'll see you in the next video.